As usual, we're your hosts. This is Cody and Jacen.
Hello.
And we're excited to bring you another episode. So, before we get started with our topic today, a little bit of fantasy news.
Yep. I'll start off with the first one that comes to my mind. Actually, interesting one. So, actually, a few months ago, Wheel of Time released kind of a progress so far, a sneak peek. And today, we actually got one more picture from the set that kind of gives my insides, my internal wrestling with it, a little bit more ease to where, okay, you know, I'm willing to give season 2 a shot. We actually saw Elaine, which is the one princess I was talking about that they kind of just completely skipped in season 1. So they have a picture of her on set, and I'm happy. Okay, I'm going to sound a little racist here, I'll fully admit, but I'm glad she's white. My only nitpick is just like, can we just do strawberry blonde? That way we keep with the blonde theme. But honestly, I'm like, you know what? I'm as long as we got her, I'm happy we got her.
Hey, I'm not the one that sounds racist this time.
Hey, actually, I think I'm the one that usually sounds a little bit more racist out of the two of us, I'll be honest. I'm the one that's slightly more bigoted, I think.
Maybe. Yours more educated, though.
I'm more PC.
I'm more raising the stakes.
Oh, dude. Okay, so that's one of my favorite characters in South Park is PC Principal.
Oh no.
Oh no, like he actually beats the living tar out of Cartman just because he is politically incorrect.
That sounds about right.
Like, Cartman is trying to blackmail him. He's got Butter's underwear, it drips in his ear, and he's just like, oh yeah, it'd be a shame if this got out to the public. You'd be like the spokesman from Subway. He's like, what'd you say? You're saying that a woman can't be a spokesperson as well? And begins just wailing the living tar out of Cartman. And all the guys are like, what the crap? Like, Cartman is hospitalized. He is just in a sling. He's just like, ow.
That's hilarious. It's terrible. It's South Park, so it's terrible. Hilarious.
I enjoy the character just because, again, it's very much the satire of the society we live in now.
Yep.
In fact, it's actually like his girlfriend that goes up against the guy who identifies as a woman.
Oh, no.
During the sports competition, and we're talking like this dude is seriously jacked. He's like, I've never felt better competing in my own personal league where I can crush all these women. And he's talking exactly like that, and he's just ripped as all get out.
That's hilarious.
And for him, he's just like in that line, he's just like, it is a trans woman. Like, I have to do all this, and then it's just funny.
It is.
It's one of those things like we see in a lot of like again the cartoons like The Simpsons, Family Guy, and now South Park, where they've called the future. They've just straight up called it the way society is going.
Yo.
It was one of those moments.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yo.
So back to the announcements. Yeah. Happy. I'm kind of excited for season 2, but it's one of those I am kind of skeptical with Wheel of Time, like just because I know there's a lot of things that have happened, not as much as Rings of Power, which actually I think this might have been like the kind almost goal that Rings of Power has been able to accomplish. Is like everybody was bagging on Wheel of Time, just like, oh yeah, no, they didn't stick with the source material, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Yeah, no, they only like maybe kept a quarter of the source material, but at least they kept a quarter of it compared to Rings of Power, where they kept basically like none of it.
They kept the names, and there's some round things involved, and that's it.
Yeah, it was very much like, oh, you think this is the worst Amazon can do? Rings of Power. That's our worst. It's one of those like, okay, you know what? Wheel of Time could be worse.
It could. It definitely could. Honestly, it was really enjoyable. I thought it was really well done. As we talked about before, it just got hit that point where I couldn't keep watching it.
Yeah, and like I finished the series. I don't like the way they ended it just because it's inaccurate to the book. There's a lot of things they just did wrong where I'm like, okay. It feels very much like at the end of Rings of Power, like, what the heck are they going to do? That's how I felt. Which, again, in one respect, might kind of work.
Yeah.
Because in that way, those who did read the books, they're going to be going, okay, what's coming next? But you got to at least keep the main elements there where they're not like, oh, this is going to be what happens next.
Yeah. I wonder if they will change who the dragon is.
Oh, no, they've already... Actually, that's at the end of season 1, is they already told you who the dragon is.
Oh, okay.
And it's Rand.
So they kept
Spoiler.
to it.
They kept to it, but it's done in a little bit more... Like, in the book, there is still a question mark on it. It's just like, we're very confident it's Rand. Like, we're 99% sure. But there could be the 1%. It could be Matt or Perrin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was always kind of up in the air, and it's beginning to know that these 3 are important. We want to see how.
Makes sense. Okay.
So that's why I'm skeptical, but kind of excited. Like, I'm in that weird limbo. Just like, I am excited for it, but I'm tapering my expectation.
Yeah.
For season 2 Wheel of Time.
Well, here's to hoping.
Mm-hmm.
I have one thing for fantasy news. It's something I've just been keeping up on a bit, but they released the final trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, the Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes.
Did you see it?
It's out May 12th. I don't think so, but actually I saw a very prominent figure announce who they are voicing in Tears of the Kingdom.
Who?
Matt Mercer. He is voicing Ganondorf.
I knew I recognized that voice.
Yeah, he's Ganondorf. I'm like, yeah!
Oh, that's awesome.
And dude, I love his post he made about it. He's just like, I've been a huge fan of Zelda since I was a kid, so it is an absolute amazing honor to be the voice of one of the most iconic villains of Ganondorf.
Yeah, that is awesome. You have to see the trailer, though.
Yes, I do need to see the trailer. Again, for me, I've been holding off on seeing some trailers. Like, I like seeing the first trailer because for me, it leaves me going, oh, what are they going to do? And so it leaves me a little bit of awe. Sometimes the final trailer, like, oh yeah, here's a bit of the story we're going to spoil for you. So that's why for me, I taper it a little bit.
I get that.
But I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited.
So this one does give you a bit of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to make you watch it right now and do a live reaction.
Okay, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a live reaction. All right, YouTube. And this is the other reason why I wait.
I couldn't wait. I saw it came out and I had watched it within minutes of it being out.
8 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know when you start it.
Oh, I've already started it. Sorry.
You're good.
Dude, Zelda's got the best music.
It really does.
Interesting. What's the tattoo? Oh, freaking yes. One sec. I'll tell you my freaking
finish the trailer first, then we can go back over.
Zelda, we rely on your knight and that legendary sword he carries. Our last line of defense will be Link.
Link.
I'm getting this day one.
I know why I am here. It's something only I can do.
Do not look away. You witness a king's revival.
Yeah.
And the birth of his new world.
Okay, let's go!
Said I knew I recognized his voice.
But you are not alone.
Oh yeah.
I love that this
Link.
one's voiced.
You are our final hope.
Oh yeah,
Yep. Getting a day
I might
one.
be king at day one. It depends. I don't know if I got it as a birthday present or not. I think I did. Who knew,
Link,
Zelda?
you must find me.
Okay.
5, 12, 23.
So Ronnie bought it for me. Josh bought it for me.
All right.
Becca? Dang it. Still getting it.
So you have to go out and buy it.
Exactly.
It's a birthday present for yourself. Okay, so what I said freaking yes to. This was my only pet peeve and the only thing I missed when Breath of the Wild came out. And we did get a little bit of it in some of the smaller dungeons, but there was never like an
Yeah.
actual big dungeon temple that we got like in the original Zelda games, like whether it was Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time. It kind of just
did.
missed that big old dungeon diving feel. Whereas from what I'm seeing,
I think
we're
in
getting
a way
that
yes
back.
and no. I think that it's still going to
Okay.
be the open world that it was. But the regions explored are going to be a little more story based. So there's going to be more things like the Great Beast or the Divine Beast, and which were the most dungeon-esque part of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, well, and what I mean by that is still like, honestly, like Twilight Princess was still very much like I'm going to say a little bit more like an open world. It was very open worldish, but then again, you would get to the temples, you would get to the areas that were the dungeons. That's what I'm more kind of getting at. Is like within Tears of the Kingdom, it looks like is there's a lot more to explore, but then within that there are dungeons and layers upon it that are deeper within it. So it feels like there's more to it than the handful of
That's fair.
shrines that we got in Breath of the Wild. So that's what I'm excited about, because that was the one thing I was just like, it's a fantastic game. Breath of the Wild is fantastic, but it missed that. Again, it's the staple for me. That's the staple besides like Link the Triforce Master Sword to a Legend of Zelda game experience is going into the dungeons, solving those puzzles, and just layers upon layers. Like I know we all give
Every
crap
water
to the
temple
water
sucks.
temple in Ocarina
go.
of Time, but every water temple sucks. But but still, like it's one of those. It's like okay,
Yeah.
I
No, I
kind of
definitely
miss
agree. That
having
was something that
deep
Breath of the
dive
Wild was
into it.
lacking. I missed that too. I do like that it wasn't linear though, and I think if they can have those dungeons without it being linear,
Mhm.
where you can go to any of them in any order, it'd be so much
Yeah.
fun. So
Yeah, absolutely. Like, like again, I'm excited. Like actually earlier this week I've been watching since the Mario movie came out. Been like watching like the history behind like all the characters in Mario, and then actually went over to Legend of Zelda where the guy's like, all right, so where does Breath of the Wild and
have
Tears of the
you
Kingdom
heard the
place
big theory
in the
about it, then?
timeline? I've heard a couple of theories. That I've heard one theory is that this is at the very end of it. Like this is the culmination of all of it. Like, so I know like within one of the time theories there are a couple of like focal points where it doesn't matter how history or time will branch out, it will reconvene at one
Yes.
certain point, and that like Breath of the Wild is one of those points. But the theory I personally am leaning towards is I think it's like a continuation between like Twilight Princess,
Okay.
Majora's Mask,
So
that time.
I think it's pretty set that it is a culmination of all of them.
But that's
But so the symbol for Tears of the Kingdom, what does it look like to you?
oh, let me take a gander at it. Okay. It looks like fish. It looks like two fish. Like Norse mythology,
Yes.
Jormungandr.
The serpent in its
The
tail, the
serpent eating its
Ouroboros,
tail, but it looks like fish heads.
which is a cycle.
Yep.
Did you ever play? No, I know you played it. Because I let you borrow it. Skyward Sword. How does it start? Do you
Skyward
remember?
Sword? Yeah. Oh yeah, no, and that's one
Yeah.
thing I noticed. Like, because
So the
again, it's that
theory
entire
is
Sky City, Skypia.
That this is the final game in the time period, which then precedes that one as a whole loop. That it just continuous loop.
Oh, interesting. So then, therefore, all the timelines would be valid. Okay, you know what? I gotta pull up the quote. It's the spinning of the wheel. Ages come and pass, and the age that gave birth before it.
Boo!
But is that general idea?
It is. It is. No, it's definitely that. But yeah, that was my big thing that I had.
I like it. I like that theory a lot. But we actually know, probably not. But it's a
I
fun
think
theory.
that's the thing, because one of the things they talked about with it is if they had revealed the logo and the name, that it would ruin this game, like the story of it.
True.
And that was something that was said. So I think it's pretty odd. But
We'll
we'll see. We will find out. I will do a
We'll
full
start
playthrough.
finding out on the 12th.
Yep.
Ooh, and we could record it.
I don't know how to record
stream.
on the Switch. I thought you had to get a separate device.
Yeah, and I have it, and I have a device like that. So
You son of a...
I technically got it from work. So, but we're
makes
thinking
it
about
normal.
returning it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so other fantasy news. Last real one I really have. Sanderson Secret Project #2 has been released. At least the cover art for it has, and I believe digitally. I believe the physical copies are starting to be sent out, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Oh, okay.
Which is a wizard's frugal guide for for England.
Nice. This is the non-Cosmere based one.
Yes, because this one actually takes place in England.
Okay.
Like, it's very much Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians kind of vibe, where it's British kind of humor. That's how I would describe it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like some Terry Pratchett Discworld kind of vibe. It gives me that kind of vibe.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's really the last thing I had in fantasy news. Other than, I can talk a little bit about... Actually, I'll wait till you see it, because then we can do an in-depth review of the Super Mario movie.
Yeah. I'll see that as soon as I can.
It's good, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad it is almost at $1 billion. It's almost earned $1 billion in the box office, and it hasn't even hit Japan.
That's amazing.
Like, I am so excited. I'm like, it beat out Frozen 2. It's beaten out a lot of things. And I'm like, yes, I am for this.
Good. Oh, that's
Like,
so great.
I'm excited for you to see it. I'm excited to get your input so we can do another podcast episode.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it as soon as I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. It's fun. Honestly, I'd say, heck, you can take Liam. Liam might enjoy it.
Oh, I bet you would. That'd be a good one to do.
Although the Luma, that's no spoiler if you've seen the trailer, the Luma's a little funny. How the Luma is like depressed and suicidal.
Oh, no.
Because, like, again, it's so cheerful and saying all this, just like, there is no escape. The only escape is death. While everybody's catching it, like, oh, come on.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
So, do you have any other fantasy news? Because I think I'm out.
Yeah, no, I'm out, which means we can move on to our newt section that we're adding in. Maybe not every time, but at least every so often. And you want to introduce it?
Yeah.
Is your idea?
Yeah, I'll introduce it. Honestly, like, so again, life gets busy. That's kind of what this is. And sometimes we're not able to get to the reading because work, family, life, kids, something comes up. And it's honestly, I know this week I'm low energy. Cody, I'm pretty sure, is also low energy this week. So we're kind of doing this episode a little differently. We're going to do 2 segments. We have our key segment, which we're going to talk about here in a bit. But we're wanting to kind of do a game. Because I've seen this a lot of places where it's the badly described plot and you have to guess what it is. Like, for instance, I'm trying to think of a good PG version one.
I don't remember. I think we can just do ours, and that'll be a good way to introduce
Yeah,
it.
that would be.
Okay,
I think. So, do you want to go first, or?
I can. So I had this idea just to be kind of fun. That we each get 3 guesses on the other person's. And if we don't get it, we don't say it. We see if anyone can guess it in the comments.
Okay.
If you're down for that.
If anything, yeah, I'll be down for it, although I'm going to want you to message me the answer.
I will message you the answer. I'm sure you'll get it, though.
Okay.
Ashley got it instantly with mine.
Okay.
So I changed it a little bit to make it a little harder.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
And I say you can ask 2 questions as well, because sometimes, like, as I was going through it with me, Megan, I'm like, okay, is it anime or is it books? Like, is it anime, books? Like, you kind of guess what the category is.
Okay. All right. So here it is. An abused homeless kid meets his better off half brother, proceeds to follow him on a summer trip to Bermuda.
Oh, Sea of Monsters.
Yep. I told you it was really easy one.
Okay. Well, I'll go with the first one I had in mind. Boy becomes drug dealer and rules the galaxy.
Is that Dune?
Yes, that is Dune.
Yo.
The spice melange.
That's funny.
Because, dude, that's how he wins at the end, is he holds the spice hostage.
That's fair. Oh,
He's like, I will destroy all of it if I don't get my way.
Man. Plot twist. I haven't seen the second movie yet. Oh, man.
I didn't tell you how he does it, but...
Oh, I'm excited to see.
Okay.
November.
So what's your next one?
All right, that was the only one I have right now.
Okay. So let me try to think of another one that you would get. So I'm going to avoid anime. I'm trying to stick with some of the more popular ones. I gotta say, this one's an easy tee up, if you want.
Okay.
A group of guys spend 9 hours returning jewelry.
Guys spend a few hours returning jewelry.
Specifically 9 hours.
9 hours.
Returning a piece of jewelry.
Oh, that's Lord of the Rings.
Correct.
That's funny. Oh, that's good. Right.
Again, I'm not easy to tee up.
I'm gonna see if I can pull one up real quick, just to pull up something someone else did.
Okay. Oh, I remember my other one.
Okay.
I'll save it for a little bit.
Rich girl lets a poor man freeze to death.
Rich man lets a poor man freeze.
A rich girl lets a poor man freeze to death.
Gosh dang. That is a good one.
Good job, Ash. If you couldn't hear that, it's Titanic.
Oh, okay. I heard another one with that. The one I heard with that one is everybody tries the ice bucket challenge.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great.
Okay, so this one we can even talk about a little bit more about since you anyway, I'll wait. So, slave boy rises through the ranks of a war criminals army.
That's obviously the if I can remember the name of the freaking thing, Stormlight.
Yes. Now you know why Dalinar's a war criminal.
Yes, I do.
Damn Rathalas.
Talking frog convinces son to kill his dad.
Talking frog. It's his son to kill his dad. Oh, Star Wars. Well, Kermit and Yoda are both puppets.
Older sister ruins younger sister's chance to appear on television.
Oh. Hunger Games.
Yeah.
The one I actually had with that one was sister won lottery. Younger sister won lottery, but older sister takes her place.
Takes the prize.
Yeah, takes the prize. Oh, I had one super convoluted one I gave Megan.
Okay.
Stalker falls in love with girl. Girl falls in love with Stalker. Stalker then leaves, and childhood friend comes in.
It's Twilight.
Yep.
A bald guy teams up with another bald guy to fight another bald guy.
Dude, that's like Warhammer. Seriously, okay, no, I want you to do this real quick. Go on to Google, type in Traitor Legions and look at the Primarchs. They're all bald. Lower guard. Only one that's got a full head of hair is Fulgrim. The rest are bald. Horus, Angron, Mortarion, Lower Guard.
That's funny.
They're all bald. But then again, they're teaming up to fight against the beautifully haired Emperor.
All right. Well, I think on that note, we should move on to our main topic.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Okay.
Okay. We'll move on to the main topic. I'm still trying to guess. So, bald guy teams up with another bald guy to kill a bald guy. Oh, shoot. Is it from a book series?
No, it's a movie series.
Movie series, okay. I was gonna say the Fast and the
You're
Furious.
It's Fast 8.
immediately I was like, only one I could think of that's a series. Like, okay, I know Cody, Fast and the Furious, bald guy Tom, other bald guy Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They fight so many other bald men.
Oh man.
All right. So we'll move on to our actual key segment here. So Cody, last week you went on vacation.
I did. My wife and I went down to Vegas for the weekend, and we got to see the Tournament of Kings at Excalibur.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, we're going to break the rule of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's not true.
So, what happens in Vegas ends up on
Exactly.
YouTube. All right, so yeah, dude. Okay, tell us the overall experience, like with the Court of Kings. So how did it go?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So when you get your tickets, you get to choose one of a number of different nations, and so you sit in that seating area, and that's who your king is. And each of the kings are members of the Round Table. They're one of the Knights of the Round Table, and so then it goes into a full production. Which has King Arthur and with Mordred as an antagonist. I won't ruin the whole story and all that, but basically, throughout most of it, it's a tournament of each of the kings to show off who's the best. It's a ton of fun. You get to cheer for your king, and you can tell quite a bit of it's choreographed and scripted. I don't think everything is, though. So, for instance, at one point there's a javelin throw from horseback. Like, they ride across the courtyard and then throw the javelin at the target. And, it still definitely could have been, but it was very much so that one just is a little more difficult to fake. Because either you make it or you don't.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. It just, at the end of it, though, they end up with a joust, or towards the end of it, and that is really cool. That's really well done, and again, choreographed, but it's really fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So did you, eat, did they provide you a meal, while you were watching the show?
Yeah, so we had a whole chicken, we had bread, we had corn, drinks, all that.
And you're eating with your hands.
Yes, eating with
right?
your hands, no utensils. Okay. It's a very traditional type meal. And by drinks, we just had water. Clarifying that.
No root beer? Come on.
I don't think they had any, actually.
Oh,
they had some other stuff, but nothing really sounded good, so I just went with water.
Okay. Pretty solid. Well, then again, it is Vegas.
It is.
A lot of drinking.
I won't lie, I was very tempted.
Yeah. So again, the questions I was asking you is because it's stuff I knew. Because again, since I worked at MGM Grand, so diagonally across the street from Excalibur, they kind of told us a little bit about each hotel. One of the main kind of key attractions with it, and again, the King's Court I know was the
Tournament of Kings
for Excalibur. Tournament of Kings, yeah, that's right. Was the big one for Excalibur. So they kind of told us kind of low down. It's like, yeah, they actually get to eat with their hands. They do all this because, again, it was kind of also our jobs. If you're Excalibur, okay, honestly, you should check out this. You should check that out. It was kind of up on us to ask these questions or to promote it.
I would definitely recommend it for anyone that wants to go. There was a ton of kids there. It's very kid-friendly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's something for all ages. Yeah, because, where I worked at, again, we did allow kids up until 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because, again, I was working virtual reality just because everybody began drinking. And for me, being in that environment killed any desire to go drinking.
I understand that.
Because being at a barcade where, don't get me wrong, I was like, okay, the beer pong looks fun. I was like, I'd rather do that with soda instead.
I have done that with soda. It ends up with people puking either way.
Yep, either way. So same effect. We just see who can handle their
Mountain Dew.
their soda better. So I've done root beer, I've done Mountain Dew, I play those games. Although when I went to NAM, I actually watched my classmates do an actual game of beer pong, and that was one of the funniest things to like watch from a bystander.
Oh, I bet.
One girl began giving us random names. I can't even remember what mine was, and it was ludicrous. Like, it was like, how the heck did you even come up with that name?
That's funny.
Like, I swear, it came from a fantasy book. But anyway, so Cody told his experience on his jousting experience, and I'll tell you mine and why Court of Kings is definitely better.
So for the Tournament of Kings with the joust, they had it set up where it's exactly what you expect of a joust. They'd have knights on either side on their horses, and they'd ride at each other, and they would hit the lances against each other. And again, like I said, it was choreographed, so you could tell that one person was supposed to win each time, so it didn't feel like a really great joust in that way, but it was still really entertaining. And the fun thing is that with them, instead of doing multiple rounds, it was just first one to break a lance wins, and if both people broke a lance, then they moved to hand weapons, and that became really fun.
Yeah. And very much kind of the same at the Renaissance Fair. Again, I believe they called it the Tournament of Kings as well. Again, same idea, but this is where I'm going to say you had the far better experience out of the two of us, because with you got to reserve seats. You were able to get a nice area. You were able to pick who your champion was.
We were front row, and Ireland.
Yep. Yeah. Renaissance Fair, you have to try to arrive there at least 30, 40 minutes early to even get a seat. And they're on bleachers. To where, so because me and Megan were like, okay, we'll try to get there 15 minutes prior to, we'll get our food and make our way over there. Yeah, our timing was way up and we arrived like 15 minutes late. The entire crowd is jam-packed. We're standing in the back. I'm having to be on my tippy toes. Megan can't see worth anything.
Dang.
And so that's why I'm like, we were able to watch a couple of the bouts. But this is where I will say the Renaissance Fair does give a more authentic view of what it would have been like in medieval times. Because, to be honest, they probably did have bleachers. Bleacher-esque seating. And again, they actually had like a king at the very top to oversee the match, him and his royalty. And during the Renaissance Festival, they actually have like a parade of them walking towards the stadium that you can join in the thoroughfare of it all. And you can just follow the crowd. And then you get there and everybody's just like elbowing each other, trying to get a spot to just even sit. So that's where I say is like, it's definitely more in an authentic medieval time. If you're looking for that, I would definitely prefer the reserve your seats ahead of time. You get a nice cushy chair and we'll bring you your food.
That was nice. That was very nice.
Which, okay, how was
it? It was
the
good.
food?
The bread was a little soggy. I'm not going to lie. The bottom of it was like really soggy and I didn't care for that as much. But the chicken was well cooked, and definitely like actual rotisserie style, like more traditional chicken. Then the corn was amazing. There was potatoes with it as well, and that was really good. So as a whole, it was a really good meal. It's kind of fun to rip a chicken apart with your bare hands and eat it.
Oh yeah, me and Megan, we shared a turkey leg. Like, we actually, like, held it, and we were just trading it on and off. So, and we were just...
Nice, that's awesome. That'd be fun.
So, again, the food at the Renaissance Festival was really good. Like, honestly, get the turkey leg. It's like, it's going to be the best thing you can eat in your hands while you go. They had a couple other stuff, like they had, like, some soup, magpies, that kind of stuff. But honestly, the turkey leg experience, solid.
Yeah. Nice. So what did you think of the joust itself?
The joust itself, again, entertaining, definitely choreographed though, because we live in today's age where we're not actually trying to kill each other.
Fair enough.
At least not in that way.
Is it? I don't know if this is too soon, but there's people in Ukraine who disagree.
Again, different way, still warfare, but they're not sitting around a core going, all right, Jurgen, you get the pipe bomb. Chekhov, you get the Molotov. Go.
No, they just play Russian roulette.
Yeah, Russian roulette, or they just throw them in the gulag.
No, those don't exist anymore. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Welcome to Siberia.
And so again, but it's not like held in a high class society. Yeah. It is not of the noble.
It's true. But it would be really cool to see. I have seen that there's some people that actually do jousting still. There was like a short series that went on for like one season and then canceled. But it was people actually doing jousting.
Oh, yeah. Actually, one of my teachers, again, I love this teacher. He's dope. He's actually the one that kind of got me into sound design and post-production for audio. His name's Mark Brisbane. He worked with Hans Zimmerman. Cool. Okay. Like that's the high caliber we're talking here. He goes and he does the sword fighting.
Nice.
Like the actual sword fighting kind of MMA boxing level stuff. Like he actually got his armor shipped from the Ukraine.
Oh, that's so cool.
Like we're talking full-fledged knight armor, and they actually wail on each other with, again, blunted swords, but they're still going at each other. It's still steel. You're smacking another man with steel while you're wearing steel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, it was so dope. And he would, like, say, oh, yeah, if you guys want to come check us out on this day, I'm going to town here. Here's my gym that I go to. It's getting more lax because COVID is now going away. It was just one of those, like, I would pay good money to actually go watch a fight like that.
That would be a lot of fun to go see.
Absolutely. That would be dope.
And so where did your love for fantasy joust, like, I guess specifically knights and jousting, really originate?
Honestly, it was what originally kind of started out for me was it's the one movie with
yes, A Knight's Tale.
I'm trying to remember.
I was hoping that was going to be it. That was for me too.
Because it really kind of, this is the thing I want to see in more movies. They did this back, I want to say like 80s, 90s. They really did it well. But I want them to go through and kind of explain the politics, explain the stuff behind it. That's why I love shows like Bakuman, and right now, latest series that's coming out that's anime is Oshinoko, where it goes in and goes behind the scenes and the politics that go behind it, because I find that very intriguing. And The Knight's Tale does it in a wonderful way, where we're following a knight who's like proclaiming to be of a knight, a noble rank, just so he could fight and joust because he is good at it. And I love that story. I love seeing kind of the inner workings of the politics and that kind of drama that goes inside of it.
Oh, definitely.
And so yeah, just seeing him struggle, seeing him work for it. And it's that underdog's tale of him rising up. And just, again, it shows jousting in a great way.
It's probably the best joust I've seen in like film. For the others have always been a little more off, but that one just portrays it the best, the most romantic. In use of romantic literature and films and such. What?
Oh no, I'm gonna get shot. I was thinking that The Knight's Tale came out in the 80s, 90s. Now it came out in 2001.
No. The Knight's Tale came out a lot more recently. I guess not a lot more, but it's only 22 years old.
It's only 22 years old, but in my mind's eye, it had Heath Ledger in it, who's
but that was in like 2008-ish.
And dude, like seriously, they had an amazing cast. Like, dude, Paul Bettany, Alan Tudyk.
Oh, such a great movie. That one is definitely up there as one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, mine too. Like, honestly, I love a lot of the stuff that Paul Bettany is in.
He's a good actor.
He's a great actor. Like, that's part of the reason why I enjoy like the Vision, is because he does a great job playing Vision.
Okay.
But some of the other stuff, he does a good job, especially when it came to the fantasy stuff from A Knight's Tale.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's even in the Da Vinci Code. I think
Potentially.
so.
I don't know. I haven't seen that for years.
Double checking here. Yep, the Da Vinci Code. He's in it. He plays the monk who's the assassin monk. Yeah, he does a great job with it. Like,
nice.
And yes, I only know this because I'm currently looking at IMDb.
That's the way to do it.
I'm not one of those like, I know this off the cup. I go, it's not one guy.
One guy with the face.
One guy with the face. He wears the red face paint. And Avengers, he plays Vision. He plays Vision. What's his name?
I think he has 2 eyes, but sometimes he has 1.
He shoots a laser beam from his forehead. But no, they had an amazing cast, and honestly, I think it was one of those that was a hit out of left field. Like, it did so well, and I don't think a lot of people were expecting it to do well.
And what's really fun is that's a cool mix of fantasy with modern, with like the modern music and just a couple of the modern like themes laid into it. But it just made it a lot of fun, and that's the entire point of it. It was just trying to have fun. They did a really good job with that.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of movies and shows nowadays are trying to go for the super serious tones, where this is the reason why the Mario film did so well, is it's just fun. People want to go to see a movie that is fun. Like, that's why we love the Dungeons and Dragons movie. It was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where my love and appreciation for jousting came in, and where I really began getting into like, what is the Knight's Court? What is the medieval times really like?
And if you want to know what the medieval times were really like, A Knight's Tale is not going to tell you, but you can find out.
I don't know. You see one guy walking out buck naked because he got robbed.
He didn't get robbed. He lost all of his money gambling, and then he lost his clothes gambling.
That's right.
I still love. They asked him, "Were you robbed?" He goes, "Well, yes, but also most profoundly, no."
No.
Such a great movie.
That's fantastic.
I missed my introduction. Now I have to go watch that again.
Is it?
I own the movie, so I'm gonna watch it again.
It's like, all right, I'm watching it while we play video games after
I'll watch
this.
it tomorrow. I have the house to myself half the day,
all
so.
right, well. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Well, anyway, I think that's going to bring us to the end of this episode, so we'll go ahead and put a bookmark into this discussion, and we'll talk to you guys next week. We'll figure out what we're doing next week. It might be book club. It might not be. Stay tuned.
Have a good one.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.